India wanted to ramp up COVID-19 testing. Test kits were required. Very critical portion in that test kit is that stick, that swab for nasal and throat testing. Suddenly, every country wanted to carry out the same test, and the supply of these sticks, it initially dwindled and then suddenly dried up. And then borders were closed, airlines couldn't fly anymore. The Prime Minister said, make in India. The government, the private sector, the National Institute of Virology, the ICMR, Health Ministry, Textile Ministry, Johnson & Johnson, Reliance, they all came in together and did what many described was mission impossible.
As the effort to test more to detect more COVID cases intensifies, doctors and hospitals face a unique problem: a shortage of COVID testing swab sticks. This was in the first week of May. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's directive was to make in India. The Health Ministry approached the Textile Ministry. The government reached out to Johnson & Johnson, a company that made cotton earbuds, but swab sticks needed to be longer and of medical grade material.
The mission in front of all of us through the government of India was very clear, is India needed to scale up its testing capabilities and be Atmanirbhar, self-reliant in accessing high quality, low cost testing swabs that could be available to millions of our people.
But cotton swab sticks were not the best material to collect, store and retrieve throat and nasal samples for testing. Following WHO guidelines, the Textile Ministry then approached fabric manufacturers, including Reliance. There was no medical-grade sample readily available. At the Reliance R&D facility, Patal Ganga efforts were made from scratch to manufacture materials that would be soft and not absorbent like cotton, and yet store the sample from throat and nose.
Normally, these earbuds, which are made out of synthetic, rod, and cotton as a surface, we needed a synthetic as a surface to supply this product so that sample taken from the throat or nasal can remain on the surface.
The National Institute of Virology tested the first sample sent by Reliance but suggested more improvement. This was a race against time as COVID testing numbers had to be ramped up. Scientists, Reliance and Johnson & Johnson worked round the clock, and in less than 10 days, the sample was not only produced but also tested and certified.
Companies which are manufacturing, these Q-tips like Johnson & Johnson and 2-3 others, they have switched to manufacturing these. Some of their manufacturing lines are now manufacturing these nasal and throat swabs, and also the material needed for them has also started getting manufactured here. Today we are able to manufacture enough, both in terms of these nasal swabs along with their sticks, the kits themselves for doing the RT-PCR test and the equipments, so we can ramp up to any number.
Johnson & Johnson passed on details to Adi Enterprises in Maharashtra, and despite the lockdown, the Maharashtra government helped in making raw materials and labour available and for production to start. The government has already placed an initial order for over 1 million swab sticks to be manufactured privately.
With Chinese swab sticks not available, the Prime Minister's directive was clear: make in India. So the Textile Ministry, Health Ministry, ICMR, NIV Pune, Johnson & Johnson, Reliance Industries and MSMEs, they all came in together, and within a week from concept to delivery, swab sticks were made in India, making that dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat a reality in this field. The next step is to ramp up production and hope to export from India. With cameraman Kripal Singh in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.